Hey guys, it's MadameWario, and welcome to my first of several Animal Crossing podcasts. This is a podcast series meant to accompany my newest project, which is Let's Play Animal Crossing New Leaf, which debuts 7 years after the original project of Animal Crossing for Nintendo GameCube back in 2010. I started the 2010 project, the original project, on my kitty cat Gooba's birthday, which was May 25th, and it was meant to be my summer project, and so I kind of want to go back and reflect on the series and all that it has become on my channel, as it really is the most recognizable series I've ever done on my YouTube channel, and it was something that I never expected, that I in fact canned right away before I originally posted it. It was something that no one had really done a game like that for anybody that I'd followed, and so I was really nervous. I was kind of a noob, and I hadn't been Let's Playing for very long. I'd only been Let's Playing for hardly over 4 months, and I was very new to the gaming scene still. I had started to gain a lot of friends. I'd started to make a lot of connections on the interwebs, and it was a little scary because I had never connected with so many people so quickly online, and growing up, I grew up in a generation that heard about the dangers of online interaction with people because it was new. It was easy to kind of interfere and bully and be crazy on, and it's still that way, but it's adapted so much into the daily life of everybody that it's just crazy how that has become just like the norm, to communicate online with friends and family, and even using your cell phone to text and all of that good stuff more than just talk in person, which is a blessing and a curse, but that's another story. This is about the story of Animal Crossing and how it came to be. I decided I wanted to try something new for my channel that I hadn't seen other Let's Players do, and a lot of the people who I followed were part of Crystal Star Studios back in the day. There were a few oddballs thrown in there that were not part of that or affiliated with that group, such as Dark Minded Sith, Odin's Fact 33, Griffin Lobster, and there were just various people that were associated with me and my channel and who I watched all the time and who I talked to all the time or sometimes. I know another person who I used to talk to all the time was Tina Von Rotter, who used to do Tomb Raider Let's Plays, and we started pretty much at the same time. Mr. Dower Power was somebody who I became friends with early on, who did projects at the time and was in film school, and a lot of these people, you know, I'm still connected with. I'm still very good friends with today. Others, I am not quite sure what they're up to. I know that they're still out there doing their thing, but regardless, this project came at a point in my life when I really needed it most. And when Animal Crossing came to be, I was losing my house. My dad had just left me and my mom. It was a very tough time. I was the only sibling of the 4 left in the house, the only child, if you will. I wasn't a child anymore, but, you know, I was 19. I was out of high school, didn't know what I wanted to do with my career, what I wanted to do for school. I had health issues at the time. I was battling pain in my stomach. I had a stomach ulcer because I developed acid reflux disease, and it was just a very difficult time for me. I had no money. All my friends had left and gone to school or moved on or continued to do something that had nothing to do with me anymore, because, you know, that's kind of what happens at the end of high school, unfortunately, for a lot of people, and I was one of those people. So I turned to the gaming outlet, and when I first came up with the Animal Crossing idea, I thought, I'm gonna make a town and just kind of play like these characters are real people, except people that don't take me seriously and I don't take them seriously. It's just all fun and games and kind of ridiculous monotony at the end of the day, which is kind of where the whole bio aspect of the project came into it. I thought, oh, it'd be funny to write these dumb little bios. Like, I used to make bios for my friends and post them on my MySpace page back when MySpace was a big thing. That was in like middle school for me. You know, I'd post like facts that were true, or I'd bend some story, that some inside joke of ours, something that had happened to us, to be as ridiculous as possible. Or I would post like rumors that we used to make fun of that, you know, we had heard about ourselves or about other people that had no way that they were true, and I would post those about us, like me and my friend group. So the bio idea kind of came out of that, and I was like, oh, that'd be funny. And something I used to do as well was sync up music to a thought or an idea. Like, my friends and I, we used to, especially one of my best friends and her sister was very into like, okay, look at this picture and like just play the song with it, or watch this movie but think of this song while you're watching it. And it was just such a kind of stupid, funny, ridiculous thought that we were like, oh my gosh, that is the funniest thing in the world. So I wanted to incorporate that into my Animal Crossing project for each of the villagers, because I knew I would have a lot of characters to work with, a lot of characters to go over and talk about and interact with and get mad at and all that good stuff. So what I did was I put the project together. I made some of the bios for like the NPC characters, and I had the idea going and I got it ready to go, and I thought, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. This is the stupidest thing. No one is going to think this is funny. This is going to be me cutting my own throat as I'm just getting this new, really exciting project for myself started. Everybody is going to hate me after this. This is going to be the downfall of MadameWario, and it's only, you know, not even 5 months in. I don't even know what I thought people would think, so much as like me being a critic or thinking I was funny when I really wasn't. Like, I didn't know what to think. I'd not really pursued a comedic sort of idea that was funny in my mind, that I had no idea if other people thought was funny. And so I canned it. I said, no, I'm not going to post it, forget it. And I postponed the project for 2 weeks because I thought, oh my god, this is the stupidest, why would I ever do this? Everybody is going to think that I am like the laughing stock of the world and that I'm not funny and I'm trying to be something I'm not, or, you know. So I was freaking out, basically. And then later on, I kept thinking, like, what am I going to do instead? As that 2 week period passed, I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. I could do this or that, or this project. I could do more Mario Party. I could do more Mario Kart, something. And I just wasn't sure what to do. And it just kind of circled back around to where I was like, whatever. I don't care. I'm just gonna do this anyway, and if people hate it, then, you know, at least this was a fun few months and I can just find something else that is not so embarrassing. So I posted the project. I was terrified, and I thought, okay, here it comes. Like, people are gonna be like, what are you doing? You're not funny. Stop trying to be. And, you know, when you're in the early stages of YouTube and there are cyberbullies out there, I think it affects you far more in the early stages when you're like trying to prove yourself or trying to get something started and it's very new and exciting for you. It's like all your vulnerability is out and it's just on the table, and if people attack it, it just feels weird because you've never experienced people attacking you for no reason who don't even know you or anything like that. Because later, it's like the mean comments are like the funniest. Like now when I get a weird comment, I'm always like, what compelled this person to write this in the first place? Like, use their time for this. It's just like a different way of viewing it completely now than back then. And I can see how it can be so hurtful to people who are trying to do something online, and when people just down it for no reason or for a reason that's not really valid to anything besides that person's opinion, you know, it can be very haunting and very scary. So anyway, I posted the video and I kind of held my breath. I kept getting notifications like in my email saying so-and-so has commented, and I was like, oh my god, these people are raking me over the coals. Like, I was terrified to look. I don't even think I looked at the comments for like several hours after the video had been posted. And when I finally got up the gumption to look at my email that night and see what people had said and look on the video, I was like absolutely baffled that people were responding the way that I had hoped, like, and prayed that they would respond to the project. They thought it was funny. You guys, some of you are still here. You were so excited, and it just made my heart melt. I can't replace that feeling for anything, or even describe like how relieved I was, but also very proud because I had trusted my instincts and they did not fail me in the end, even though my Doug Funny came out and had like this horrible conspiracy theory in my mind that was like the worst possible thing I could imagine. So I was really, really happy about that, and I was like, all right, we're gonna keep going with this, we're gonna see what it does. And I still get comments to this day, like the nicest comments in the world, the most meaningful comments in the world from you pimps about how you love the series, or you still go back to it, or how you were like in grade school when you first watched the series, and now you just graduated from high school and you're still watching it, and you go back and you laugh at the same things, and you still love certain characters and their bios, and you still love certain interactions that we kind of created together, because that was the whole idea behind the project, was that I wanted it to be very community driven and have a lot of fan interaction, because that's what makes me happiest, is when fans are able to feel like they're part of a project rather than just watching a project. And you know, it also keeps the negativity down, because people are far more positive towards something that they're involved in or believe in than they are something that they're not part of, or they're an outsider to, or like they really like but they have no way to be included in a direct way other than just being like a third party. So that is something that I love about the series. I love about the project, and I can't believe how much of the game has grown since then, just as a franchise. And I would have never expected New Leaf, or, you know, whatever is to come next. Like, I can't even imagine, because New Leaf is like the perfect Animal Crossing in my mind. Something else I just wanted to kind of talk about as well is that I said that the original Animal Crossing came at a very difficult time in my life. In the process of that project, I'm pretty sure I said I was going on vacation, but the truth was that I was getting evicted from my house and was homeless for 2 weeks, living with my sister, my older sister, in her one-bedroom apartment with my mom, and trying to figure out where to go. So it was kind of one of the weirdest things to think of now. This train, though, is probably a weirder thing. Now I live next to the train track and I get interrupted all the time by whistles instead of bawling cats, but anyway, not much has changed in that regard. So Animal Crossing has like changed my life, which sounds like the cheesiest, weirdest thing ever, but I have been putting off this next installment, I think because part of me doesn't want to have the original like 2 projects, especially that first one. Like, the first 2 were years within each other, you know. It wasn't like, hey, 3 years went by and then we saw the next project. It was like, we saw the first one first year and then we saw the second one the second year. So there's been that gap, that 5-year gap between projects, and I think, like I said, or like I started to say, part of me has been putting it off just because I don't want anything to replace that. And I know like the community of YouTube has changed. The Let's Play community has kind of moved on in a way. A lot of my generation is not there anymore. They have real adult lives, and I'm still kicking it old school. And I feel like a lot of the gaming scene has changed as well. A lot of it's on Twitch now, and like it's very much about the live experience rather than the recorded and edited experience of Let's Plays. And So it made me nervous to think like, oh, I'm going to do this again, but it's all going to be different. Like, I want it to stay the same. Like, I want to resist that change. And in the end, I can't. And I don't want to never do the project. I mean, you guys helped me raise the money to get the correct capturing equipment to make this project even possible. And so I just can't put it off anymore. And I'm kind of at a place now on YouTube where I'm like, I'm doing the same thing I did when I put off Animal Crossing in the beginning. I'm thinking like, what am I going to do next? What's the next step? I don't know where to go from here. And, I'm in not the same situation, but I have other stresses in my life that I just need to I need to have an outlet of relief for, I guess. And I'm feeling a similar way to how I did back then. Not the exact same because it's not the same situation, but I'm feeling that pressure like I did back then. Like, okay, you just got to do this. And if it isn't like the first one, whatever, it's going to be fun and amazing no matter what. So before we embark on this journey together, I just want to give a huge shout out to every single person who has commented, especially those of you who have commented recently, because there have been a lot of you about how you have gone back and watched those original Animal Crossing projects, or how you found the series and it helped you in some way that I can't even talk about without getting emotional. And just everybody who knows me for that reason, like, that is thinking that people associate me with like cute little animals in the gaming world is probably like the biggest dream come true like ever. So I just want to say thank you. And like, I'm seriously getting emotional right now as I'm talking about this. But I'm so excited for this next installment in the Animal Crossing series on my channel. I'm so excited for the interaction that you guys are going to be able to participate in and kind of fill the void that has been missing from my gaming channel and gaming experience. And I can't wait to see what unfolds and how you guys react and interact and all that good stuff. I feel so blessed and so excited for this. So I'm very much looking forward to Let's Play Animal Crossing New Leaf, which starts tomorrow. And I'm recording this a little ahead of time, so I don't know anything, because I knew if I knew anything, I'd be like, oh my god, the town's name is this, and I'm gonna say something about this villager. So I didn't want to ruin it for myself or you guys. So I just wanted to make this prologue, I guess, if you will. And I plan on doing more podcasts than this because I have other things to talk about within my relationship to Animal Crossing as a series, a Let's Play, and one of the many loves of my life. So anyway, that's going to close out this particular podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I love you, pimps, from the bottom of my heart. You are all the fiercest, greatest gamer people in the world. And I can't wait for the project. I'm so excited. I will see you in whatever our town's name is. So until then, this has been MadameWario. Peace out, pimps.